A very good morning to everyone. This is Silpreet Kaur. I hope you all are fine there. Today we are starting with chapter number 4 of history, that is tribal, Dakyus and the vision of a golden age. Tribal means those who live in forest and they were struggling against Dakyus. Dakyus means outsiders. Here we are referring to the Britishers and moneylenders. And the vision of a golden age means they were struggling against Dakyus and they were having the vision to have their golden age back. The picture you are looking here is of Birsa. Birsa was born in Munda tribe, which is found in Chota Nagpur region of Jharkhand. In 1895, he started gaining popularity, and he was also famous in other tribes such as Santhals and Orientals. Now, what was the reason of his popularity? The reason was this, that many people believed that he had magical powers with which he could cure diseases and multiply grains. In fact, he himself declared that God had appointed him to save his peoples from trouble and, uh, and to help them and to free them from the slavery of Dakyus. Dakyus means outsiders. Soon thousands began following Birsa and believing that he himself is Bhagwan or God and had came to solve all their problems. Now the question arises, why did they want to safeguard themselves from the Britishers? What was happening to the tribal people under the British rule? And what problems did Birsa set out to resolve? Answer is that tribal had their own way of living. They have their own society, their beliefs, customs, rituals. They all were different from those who were living in cities or villages. So they were feeling that they are being enslaved by Britishers or the Dakyus. They didn't have any social divisions on the basis of caste, as we can see in cities or villages. That on the basis of caste system we are having some kind of social division also, and people belonging to same tribe often thought of sharing same kinship, means those peoples who are belonging to same tribe, like Munda's tribe we have talked about, Santhals and Orients. These all were belong, they have the sense of kinship means they are brotherhood. So they felt that they were being enslaved by Dakyus if Britishers are going to change their lifestyles, and they will not feel comfortable with them. Actually, they did not want to change their way of living, their lifestyle. Now let's see how the tribal group lived then. The tribes had different way of living and their activities also differ from each other. Means each of the tribal groups have their own way of living, their own way of activities, and their own customs and rituals. So let's see how they live. Some of them were jhum cultivators, some of them were hunter and gatherers, and some of them were animal herders. Now, to understand in a better way that how the Britishers affected their life, we are going to study them individually. Starting with jhum cultivator, these are those who practice shifting cultivation, or you can say jhum cultivation. It is also known as slash and burn cultivation. Under this, land is cleared by burning. As you can see in this picture, that land is cleared by burning the vegetation, and this ash is spread all over the soil, all over the ground, to increase the fertility of the land. So what they actually do, they do the cultivation on a particular land, and after, when it is harvested, they left the land fallow and shift to the another piece of land for the cultivation. These kind of jhum cultivation or shifting cultivation are practiced in hilly areas and northeastern forest and central India. So you can understand that some of the tribal groups use jhum cultivators and thus keep moving from one place to another by doing shifting cultivation. Now coming to hunter and gatherers, as the name suggests, that they hunt animals and gather their food and meat to survive. Hunter and gatherers. In many tribe peoples, survived by hunting and gathering forest produce. Means the many tribal peoples are there who hunt and gather forest product for their survival. The Khond of Odisha follow this practice. Is the name of one tribal group of Odisha that follow this practice of hunting and gathering food. They depended on forest produce for fruit, roots, meat from hunting, and oil from seeds of sal and mohua. Means they ate fruits and roots that is collected from the forest and cook food with the oil that is extracted from the seed of sal and mohua. They used many forest shrubs and herbs for medicinal purposes, and they prepare food from shrubs and herbs. And they sold these forest products in the local market for money. So in this way they keep surviving and keep moving from one place to another. Next comes the weavers and leather workers used to buy palash and kusum flowers from Khond to dye their clothes. Means when the local weavers and leather workers uh, understood that they need a supply of kusum and palash flowers to color their cloth and leathers, they turned to Khonds and came to them for the supply of these flowers. Sometimes they exchange their goods for things they were in the need of, just like barter system. Barter system is a system in which goods are exchanged for the goods only. You can understand it like this, that weavers and leather workers want to buy plash and kusam flowers. So they will go to Khonds and get it. In exchange of these plash and kusam flowers, they will give their weaving services and their leather products to the Khonds. So this is a barter system in which no money is utilized and one thing or service is exchanged for other thing or services. Next come, in some cases they had to do some labor work also to earn living. Means the Khonds were aware of this, that they need some money to live, so they can do work as a labor. But some tribes like Baigas from central India never works for anyone. It is below the dignity of Baigas to do labor work, as they were the forestmen who had to depend only on the forest produce for their survivals. I think this is clear to you all, that we are under hunter and gatherers. We are talking about two tribes, that is Khond and Baigas. Khond was those who Khond was those who can do the labor work also to earn money, but Baigas were those who never work for anyone, because it was below the dignity of Baigas to do the labor work. And they strongly believe that they are purely forestmen who had to depend on only forest product for their survival. Otherwise it's okay if they are not getting proper supply of food and other things. Next come animal herders. Many tribal groups lived by herding and rearing their animals. They were actually pastoralists. Pastoralist means those who move on legs, and they move with their cattle and sheep from one place to another after the grass of particular land has exhausted. Means when their cattle had finished the grass of a particular land, they will leave that land and move to the another land. The Van Gujars of Punjab and Lawadis of Andhra Pradesh were cattle herders. Means these two tribes from Punjab and Andhra Pradesh were cattle herders. They keep moving from one place to another after clearing when the grass of one place is exhausted. The Gadis of Kulu were shepherds, and Bakarwals of Kashmir, as the name suggests, reared goats. Bakar means a bakri se related है ये, so they rear goats. But this is a point that not all were living a nomadic life. Nomadic life means they all, till now we have studied about animal herders, hunter and gatherers, and jhum cultivation. In all these forms, tribal groups are moving from one place to another. But all the tribal groups were not moving from one place to another. Some of them have settled down to a particular place. Now let's read about them. Many of the tribal groups began settling down and started cultivation with plowing. Means even before 19th century, many of the tribal groups, instead of moving from one place to another, they began to settle down at one place and cultivating their field one year after the other. This means that now they don't indulge in shifting cultivation. Finally, they got the right over their land where they are cultivating. Means if you are using the same land for several years, so you will have the right over that land. Now, if we talk about Munda tribe, the land was owned by the whole clan. Clan means a whole team or a whole Munda tribe. And there were only some instances where someone acquired more power than others. Means very rare it is there that someone may acquire more power than others and he become chief and other become his followers. And even the powerful man could even rent out his land. Means you can say that those who belong to some rich status, then they could rent over their land for the cultivation instead of cultivating that themselves. According to the Britishers, Santhal and Gaunts were more civilized than the hunters and the shifting cultivators. Those who living in the forest were considered wild and cruel. Means British officials believed that settled tribal groups like Gaunts and Santhals were more civilized than the hunter and gatherers or shifting cultivators. And those who are living in the forest, they needed to be settled and civilized. So now we have known that tribal had different ways of living, but what made them against the Britishers? This we will see in the next class. Have a nice day. God bless you all.